So third episode, I think, of all time, and that kind of means that this is a thing. We're holding Nathan in the back room, hostage, not letting him on the stream, just because we want to talk about how funny it was that like he sent all the links to you guys, but he still got the wrong room.
He messed that up, bro.
Right. Well, there he is.
There he is.
We're not quite sure how that happened, but welcome, Nathan. Welcome to our podcast.
What happened? This is supposed to be my show, and I'm not even here.
Right.
Right. I'm wearing a woman's shirt. I didn't steal it from a woman. I just bought it in the women's section of the clothing store.
There you go.
I mean, you were wearing women's pants last week, so it seems like
yeah, that's true. I actually have purple pants on. So, right. Yes.
Tell me they're cozy, because I know they're cozy.
I don't know what they are, but they're good. I got them at Urban Outfitters, which makes me kind of a poser, but it is what it is.
To go. I mean, Jesus, man.
What? All right, Mello. Are you talking crap?
Exactly.
I have a weird energy around you. Mello's got sort of a dad energy. I feel like I was kind of like become a kid, and he just like handles my backpack and my water jug and everything. It's kind of weird.
I carry you on my back. You know, I'm like your personal trainer, your personal chef.
You hurt my arms for about a month, by the way.
That's okay, because, you know, if I did it, would you be still working out?
No, and I'm going to fight Logan Paul because of it.
I'd love to
go. There you go.
I mean, I'm pretty excited today. So if you're out there in the audience and you're watching this and you don't know who these people are, maybe we should give a quick introduction before we head down the trials and tribulations of love, because I'm pretty sure that's going to be a thing today. But most of these people, this is my first time to meet them face to face, so I'm like super stoked, super blessed. I think. You guys are all good friends with Nathan, so thank you for setting that up. But we have Mello and Yauggy and TC who form kind of the collective MYTG Building Corporation over in Uplift. Some of you might know TC from our regular show, Corey and I's regular show. He's the guy in the comments that we couldn't live without. Mello does some pretty awesome builds. Yauggy, he does some pretty amazing things as well, which you can see on our blog. We also have Milano, which I believe, if I have this correct, you're a musician and an artist, and you work with Yauggy. I know you guys are all really creative people. I know you are all good friends with Nathan, so you must be good people. But please introduce yourselves above and beyond that. But before you do that, I just want to show everybody. I tried, it's difficult for me because I have a complex about like showing my face, because I don't like to be the man in the shadows, even though I like to be a ninja. But I had to decide between this beauty and this beauty.
Do that. It's working.
Obviously, I chose this just for all of you guys.
Man. You need to share that thing, dude. You need to share that too.
That's awesome.
Is that what you were calling? Is that what you were calling?
I'm so jealous that you're near the ocean.
Sorry, what was that, Mello?
I said, is that what you were calling the Hawaii of Japan?
Yes, this is kind of the Hawaii of Japan.
What ocean is that behind you, friend?
Well, I guess that would be the Pacific Ocean.
The old Pacific, they call it. Yeah. The old Pacific. I got nothing for that.
It is pretty old. I mean, it was around at the time of dinosaurs. I think it was around. One of them wasn't. Which one was? Which way are the plates moving?
You can't remember?
I don't know.
I think they're going right. They're left. They're left. I can feel it. Get it this way. No, but the ocean's definitely old. I agree with you on that one. Finally, we agree on something.
Right.
But yeah, let's get to our guests. I want them to announce themselves so I don't make this like so. I'll turn this into a 3-ring circus on accident.
Right.
I believe it.
Hey,
I guess we'll start with Mello. Mello, go.
What's up, people? Josh, go by Mello. I'm a graphic designer, skateboard inventor. You know, I build stuff like this. You know, that's one of my custom skateboards that I make.
Mm.
You know, I'm also a metaverse builder, NFT artist, slaying that for the last couple months. Surprisingly, only been in this since March, and been doing Minecraft on the Genesis map for TC. What would you say, about a month?
Yeah, I wouldn't even say that, to be honest. I'd say like maybe 3 weeks. It's just, it's happening so fast. It's crazy.
Yeah. But it just happens, like, you know, when you meet good people and just ideas flow, and then it just becomes effortlessly. You know, we just create, you know, just loving to create beautiful pieces of art over monuments. So, and it's definitely been a fun ride so far on the Genesis platform. Looking forward to getting out and trying some other plots or other maps once I learn how to play the other boards.
I'd like to mention also that you kind of act as my de facto bodyguard whenever we're hanging out. If people don't know, Joshua, aka Mello, is probably what you'd call a behemoth. He's about, I know it doesn't seem realistic, but he's about 13 feet tall. Anyway, I think somewhere between 560 and 570 pounds. That's what I've heard. But it's pure muscle. So,
Jesus, man, like maybe when I was like
5
years after high school, I weighed that, but then like, damn, I came down on that, bro. Sheesh.
Doing more cardio these days.
Man.
All right. All right. Well, let's keep it rolling. Who's next? Who wants to introduce themselves next? Don't be shy.
Yauggy.
oh,
Superstar Yauggy.
What's going on? I'm Yauggy. I am a member of Series 9 group that I am in with Milano here. And I am new to Uplift. Actually, Mello got me into it, and that's where I met TC. It was like really in the same like 2-day period span. It was kind of crazy. Also a Minecraft builder, metaverse builder. And yeah, Milano and I've been making music together for a little close to 5 years now. And being able to go into the metaverse via Nathan and Mello, we've learned so much stuff, and we're so excited to see like just what comes next.
You never know. You never know what's going to happen in that crazy old metaverse. You know what I'm saying?
It's been already pretty freaking crazy.
Yeah, I know, and it's kind of crazy how we all met and stuff. And well, I'll let everybody get into that later. After our intros and stuff. Milano, you want to go next? Just so you know, since you guys are in a group together, it makes sense for you to go next. And I'm saving the most infamous and notorious for last.
Can you guys hear me? Is it?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I don't know why when Daniel was or Yauggy was talking, it goes like super slow. Like he sounds like slow motion. I don't know if it's just. I think it's just me. So I'm trying not to laugh, and I want to hear what he's. I'm really trying to hear what he's saying, but it's like it legitimately sounds like it's going like. And I'm like, oh,
it's all good, man.
Maybe it's my vibe. I don't know.
We can't take it too seriously. Ow, my shoulder popped.
But yeah, so I'm Gonzalo. I go by Benz Milano, and I work with Daniel on music. And for a while now, he's been telling me to do Minecraft and everything. And yeah, so we've been just we just work together, and yeah, we create art. I guess that's what you call it. And overall, we just have fun and just really try to enjoy, like, you know, not see it as a job, I guess, and just really enjoy what we do because it's our passion, and we're just fortunate, you know, to really know the people that we know and be able to be in this position where I feel like we're very blessed and fortunate. So, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, and so I just dropped in the comments a link that if you follow the link and you do that an hour from now, then the name will be right. It's not anymore right now. There's links to your guys' builds and also some of your guys' music. So
Awesome.
definitely check that out. It's kind of interesting. It's got an interesting kind of Afro-Carib type feel to it that I really quite enjoyed. So I thought that was pretty cool. So.
Thank you.
Thank you.
TC, I guess you're up.
Hey guys. Well, I don't know what to say about myself. I'm just a regular guy. Nothing special.
Man, you're Canadian. That's special enough for all of us. Show's over. We're finished. I mean, one more Canadian in the podcast.
Yeah, that's all we need.
Anything else?
Yeah, I'm basically just an investor. I kind of got into NFT buying literally by accident. And a good friend of mine, Sean, from Just One Crypto got me in. I can tell you that story if you want. It's crazy. He basically called me up one day and said, "Hey, have you ever heard of NFTs?" I said, "Nope." He says, "Go check it out." So I spent 5 minutes, seen a bunch of pictures, and said, "Nope, it's not for me." And so he called me back and said, "How'd you make out?" I said, not into it. He says, no, you really got to look into it and look up the words staking. Oh, okay. So I spent maybe 4 hours looking in, and after 4 hours, I took 100 Litecoin and put it into our planet. And the rest is history.
Yeah, you're pretty notorious for your staking habits, man. A lot of people talk about you and your staking.
It's literally the best. It's the best investment I've ever made in my entire. Oh,
it's fun too.
Yeah, it's the best investment I've ever made. I can't. Huh?
It's a great time too. I think that's the main thing. Is a lot of people are investing in a way that's like fun now, and it's not all about boring charts and numbers. It's like cool projects, cool functionalities, things where you're going to be able to immerse yourself because of it. It's not boring. Like we all started with like Bitcoin and ETH and Litecoin, and it's nothing like that. I love that.
I'm having so much fun in this space. I don't care what's happening in crypto. Like I literally don't care. I haven't looked at a chart in months. Like I don't even care.
Yeah. I just have the same bags that I've had for a while. I'm just letting them sit, and I'm all in on NFTs staking.
Right, there's something about NFTs, and especially like the Uplift World and YoshiDrops for me. Now, obviously, I'm biased, but it just like sometimes I look at the price of crypto because I need more wax, and so I look at the price of Bitcoin because I need more wax, and then I'm like, oh, Bitcoin's down, maybe I should buy some. Or, oh, Bitcoin's up, maybe I should sell some. But that's like as far as it goes. It's like stopping at like a convenience store because I have to fill up like my car with gas in the middle of the desert. It's like the rest of the time I'm just like driving around looking for water, because there's like a weird analogy here, but there's a lot of water, like out there in the space that like propels this weird like kind of form of life through NFTs, through gaming, through like social networking. And this is all kind of wrapped up in one, kind of like TC said, right? Like you're not even paying attention to what's happening in the market. Like the ultimate floodbuster really is NFTs, right? Like,
oh yeah.
The community is just unbelievable. They're just, everybody you talk to is always happy. Like, I mean, my worst part of the day is going to sleep. Like literally.
Yeah, it's hard. Even like Twitter, Telegram, all the things associated with this world is even kind of addictive. And I think we're all, it's interesting. A lot of us in the midst of like kind of having to shut it down socially actually found our true social lives.
Yeah.
It's weird. I bring it up too much, but maybe it's what a lot of us were waiting for, to just kind of take that plunge in some ways. Like we just had no other choice but to connect in some way, even if it isn't a way that we ever felt comfortable before. I wasn't super immersed in, I was in investing and stuff, and I was familiar with, I obviously knew what this thing called the internet was, but I wasn't like super connected to people with it. I wasn't using it to the best of its ability. So I don't know. It's pretty cool how people connect, and I wouldn't know any of you without just this kind of like community that's been built around here, and not even just the crypto space, but I would say out of the entire NFT space, maybe the Wax environment is the most inclusive and I guess like open and available if you're trying to make a name for yourself or just just be a part of something. There's no walls. There's no barrier of entry.
Everyone's
very
welcome in that.
community-driven.
Like, it's awesome to see like artists supporting artists and wanting everyone to rise up together. Because I feel like a year or two from now that NFT artists are going to be the new millionaires eventually.
Especially with staking going the way it is. A lot of us know this game in a way that other people don't understand, and we're going to be
right now about that.
It's going to be kind of insane. And I guess I want to kind of, before we drift too far from like the social aspect of this, I wanted you to touch on how we met, Mello, and I wanted everybody to kind of like, because I want everybody to know that I'm kind of buttoned up in this world, but in my free time, I'm a very loose individual. I
keep telling you don't have to be that buttoned up in this world. I mean,
you really don't. I mean, it's just like,
this is our show, man. You can do whatever you want. There's no PG-13 in here.
Well, that's what I want Mello and everybody to talk about, especially Mello talking about how it was essentially babysitting me for a week in Miami.
Where's my liquor bottle? Hang on, I need to get it.
Because this is intense. Like, I don't think people understand how much of a diva I can be because I'm so nice. But I'm very like, I didn't realize I was so difficult until Joshua was like helping me out for a week.
Honestly, you're an amazing dude to be around, and I got to definitely thank Sir Ken Bozak, one of my childhood friends who actually connected me and Nate, and just developing that relationship over the last few months has been quite a journey. I will definitely say that. And then like meeting you finally for the first time in the April crypto experience down in Miami, that was a great time. And then you pulled a Houdini quite a few times. I will say that. I mean, 1 minute you were there. Next minute, you're like, yeah, I'm back at my hotel, or like, oh, I'm at this guy's mansion for a business meeting over there. And I'm like, in a matter of 20 minutes. And I was just like, wait, what? You were literally right here. I went to go grab a drink, came back, and you're gone. So
those Ferraris drive fast, bro.
Exactly. And then, of course, fast forward to Miami back in June, and I mean, dude, you were slaying it, basically. I mean, phone calls, 4 or 5 hours out of the day, going to meetings, doing this, doing that, trying to find time to get a workout in, and like actually get some painting in, let those creative juices flow was great. Yeah, you were a little bit of a diva. I will say that. Yeah, a little bit of a diva, a little bit, But I feel like with like the way things are going, you're all right. You'll be fine.
I mean, we'll see what happens, right?
The missus will be okay with you. She'll straighten your ass out.
She'll tell me the truth too. She doesn't pull any punches.
There you go.
She's very honest about if I'm being irresponsible or not paying attention to anything. You did not feel like engaging as much socially in Miami. I wish I could have taken you to the fight. I went to the Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul fight, if people don't know, and it was a pretty magical experience. It would have been cool to have my 12-foot behemoth friend there with me, but, my plan was to actually, our mutual friend stopped this, but I was going to jokingly run into the ring and break up the fight.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
Then I gotta get a call at like 4 a.m. Josh, listen, can you grab the money out of my sock drawer and please come bail me out of jail? Like, I didn't need that phone call.
It got close a couple times. It was a crazy night. I'll say that.
You took some amazing selfies with some really, really out there people. I will say.
I'm friends with Mr. Wonderful now, the guy from Shark Tank. So I have his phone number. I felt special. He gave me his number like I was like a girl he was hitting on or something.
It
was very cool. I felt sexy for sure. I got to tell him about NFTs. I was talking to the metaverse about him, and then he goes, hey, shut up for a second. The fight's back on. And we started watching the fight together. So he's a very normal guy. Nice dude, actually. He comes off like kind of a jerk on the show. Great dude. So I don't know. But that's actually how Yauggy and Gonzalo and I met, and how they kind of met Mello, and how TC met them and everybody. And it's just kind of like a weird night. That night had a lot of magic to it. Yauggy, what was your perspective of that night? What's the because this is, I think this is an origin story in some ways. Me being so like crazy and weird and irresponsible helped bring you all together, and it's sort of like an origin story. I just want people to know how interesting it is and how weird it is that everything just kind of worked out this way.
For sure. So it was all because of our friend David, who is one of our best friends. He basically was going to the fight with Nate. So basically he called us, Gonzalo and I, to go pick him up from the venue to bring him back home. So we've been
overserved. I'll say that.
we when we got there, it was, if you could imagine, the busiest city in the world, busiest night of, I would say, boxing sport at the time, right? And I have to, we pull up to where they're at. We can't even drive in, it's that packed. So I had to get out of the car that Gonzalo was in, walk all the way into the front. It was some crazy stuff. And then there they are. I don't know who this person is with David, and Nate's just there. And I was like, that's the first time I met Nate. They were just there, and then David opens the door and he's like, "All right, this one's for you." I'm like, "Huh?" It was the driver's seat, so I drove them back. I wasn't expecting them to do that, but it was pretty crazy. And then once we got back, we would kind of got to know each other a little bit, and at the end of that, we really just started vibing. We just started listening to music. We started talking about our passions. They started explaining to us the different.
Excuse me while TC's turbine goes down.
We have liftoff. So.
No, right? Like, are you going to pick him up now in your like 23rd century spaceship?
My chauffeur is parking the flying saucer actually right now.
There you go.
Sorry about that.
It was a night. It was a magical night. I think the things just kind of clicked. And they were so kind and gracious to host us and talk to us. And next thing we know, we didn't even sleep that night. Honestly, we actually. We actually didn't go to sleep we didn't go home until next day, like 10 a.m. And it was just like we were listening to music, vibing, and it was a really magical moment. They taught us a lot of things.
Yeah, it stayed up till 9 a.m. or something like that.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
It was insane.
We could see people in the building across from us kind of like turning the lights on in their offices, going to work.
And then you were like, "Hey, Josh, can you please?" And you're like, "Josh, go take my debit card and go to the store and get some cookies to make breakfast."
I think I just kept handing you my credit card all the time.
So, unlike Canada, like Japan, there's really no last call in Japan, which is kind of fun. I didn't realize that this was a thing in the States as well, like in certain parts. But it's funny. Like, I used to go out like with my friends, and 6 o'clock rolls around or 7 o'clock in the morning rolls around, and we'd be like, okay, well, we'll go sit on the street and just hang out, have a couple smokes or whatever, and like get ready to go home as the night winds down. And you have all these kids that are walking like to school, right? Like with their uniforms on and their little rucksacks, and they're like walking down the street going to school, and all these salarymen going to work, and it's just like, I know what you mean. Like, it's kind of surreal. It's like it's 9 o'clock in the morning, and all these people are going to do their like daytime things. And it's just like, I kind of feel like I should go home, but I'm not going to, just because I want to watch people go do like real work.
Yeah, and it's like I kept wanting to like tell them like, get into crypto. You can stay up all night too. Like, I feel bad for them working conventional jobs and doing conventional things. And we're just kind of partying. It was pretty beautiful.
It was pretty rad.
It was pretty rad. But I also want to I want to say I guess the topping on that cake would be we left 3 pounds of shrimp in my car for 8 days in the parking garage.
Oh,
in
right.
90 plus degree heat. So
Oh man.
Yeah, so that's still in my car, unfortunately. That a little hint of shrimp still in my car.
I guess I'll have to come up there and detail that and get that out. But like,
You got to detail me, and believe it or not,
it's like a strong cheese. You know, the stench only reminds you of the good times as time goes on. You totally got to get that shrimp out of your car, man.
I'm gonna tell you right now, like you could have melted paint with the smell that was coming out of that car.
Oh my god!
Like, thank God it was in a parking garage. And
It's an expensive car too. I feel bad. Like
that would have been 100x all day long.
I don't treat the car very well, and I feel kind of bad because, I guess even last week I went to Popeyes and I got a bunch of fried shrimp, and then I left that in the car.
Dude, what is with you and shrimp in the car?
I don't usually eat shrimp either. I don't know why that one keeps happening.
Do we need to get you some counseling?
I'm already going like once a week.
Well,
are you
like,
She thinks I'm nuts, dude.
Like we'll get you a shock collar, so that way when you go and you see shrimp, somebody can just zap your ass.
Yeah, I need help. I need some help with my shrimping habits for sure. Shrimping ain't easy, as they say either. So I just want to put that out there. Have any of y'all ever been shrimping, like on a shrimp boat?
No. Can't say that. No.
Yeah, no.
I didn't think that question would lead anywhere. I just thought I would give it a shot.
I mean, you never know. Like it could lead somewhere. I mean, I've never been, but I've eaten shrimp. So I mean, we're on the same page there. I've never left it in my car though, and I don't think that I ever would. But.
You have eaten shrimp though. That's a plus. Let me say that. I love shrimp. Shrimp after 8 days in 90-degree heat, it's not as appetizing as when you smell like fried shrimp in the restaurant.
No, man.
I can imagine for sure.
So I threw up. The next day, Joshua, I actually threw up because of it. I was like 20 minutes after leaving your house, and I had to pull over, and I just started gagging, and it was just awful.
Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I think.
Damn. Sorry for your loss on that one. I mean,
it's hard out here for a shrimp.
Yeah.
Especially in a car.
Obviously, it is.
In the parking lot.
I wouldn't know that. I wouldn't know. You know.
It's funny that you bring up shrimp though, because this is my take on NFTs, right? And so I like if you've ever seen the movie, Nemo, Finding Nemo. There's a scene at the very end where they like escape from the fish tank and they're jumping. They're trying to get back to the ocean and they're jumping on the dock there, and like all the seagulls come. And all the seagulls, they're going, mine, right? Like trying to eat these little fish. That's what I kind of feel like any drop on the Wax NFT spaces. A bunch of people in the market going, mine, right?
And so like that limited quantity.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Because I think like that's the interesting thing to me is like when you are so focused on all of this stuff that's happening in the NFT space, then it's not that unbelievable for someone to leave shrimp in their car for 8 days. I mean, in any other space in the world, that would be crazy. But in the NFT world or crypto world, it's just normal. People do stuff because they're so focused on getting their own NFTs that like sometimes cars just take on the odor of being an NFT maniac.
Yeah. And I feel like a lot of people could do that too. It's not like it's just me, right? Like that's something that you could all leave shrimp in your car that long. It's not like I should feel bad about that.
No.
Right?
It's possible.
No?
It's possible.
Possible. Likeliness of that happening.
I mean, I think what's more perplexing to me is that, like, if I were to buy shrimp, I would eat it right away.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's more perplexing. It's like, why would you buy shrimp and not eat it right away, right?
And I just have one question for you. In which state did you get that shrimp?
All right. So I got it in North Carolina, and I drove to Florida with it. And then it almost made its way back to North Carolina, but thankfully, Joshua, thanks to you, it didn't. And it's also kind of sad it never made its way home. So also thanks a lot, Joshua, for kind of like the sadness there too. You know?
Well, I mean, if you think about it, I technically saved your life and my life as well.
I would have eaten that shrimp.
I felt like I had the oxygen sucked out of my lungs when I opened the market.
I've been pushing you to do your own show for a while now, Nathan. So I think the next show that goes on this channel, that is like an exclusive Nathan only show, is going to be. We're going to have to call it Travels with Shrimp.
Oh yeah,
Shrimp Chronicles.
Shrimp Chronicles. There you
go.
There you
go. Shrimp Chronicles is good. It's like the Cat Williams special, Pimp Chronicles.
Yep.
I see what you did there. You mixed it, and matched it.
But shrimp.
No, but like we need more shrimp-centric episodes too, in general, for shows. There's really no shrimping going on. Is there any shrimping going on in the Uplift World, guys? I know that you guys are building like crazy there.
As far as we know, not really. I mean, sometimes Mello does put some fish everywhere, and he loves.
I do because like
he's crazy.
I'm from Florida.
You're like a grizzly bear. That's why you like fish.
I need to be by the ocean, so it's like I need the fish, I need the water, I need the good waves, But unfortunately, we really don't have good waves in, the Uplift. If there was like some sort of like mod that comes out that just sends waves out with a surfboard, like what's up, Uplift, get at me, holler at your boy, surfing, Sasquatch, you're missing out.
Sasquatch.
And
Sasquatch. No, a lot of people. I just wanted to point out that Joshua, like I mentioned, he's like 967 feet tall. When he gets into the ocean, you see actually like the beach sort of encroaches. The water encroaches on the beach a little bit as he kind of trudges into the water. Like when you get into a bathtub and the water, the level goes up.
Nice.
It was crazy. And I'm only saying this because I'm not there in person. I'm afraid he would beat me up if I said this when I was next to him.
I gotta say that the only thing that compares that rivals your shrimp is that damn tea tree oil you kept putting on every goddamn day.
I smell good. I smell very good right now, actually. I was just thinking about how luxurious I smell.
Like, do you remember Tommy Boy? And then he's like in the elevator with Dan Aykroyd. He goes, "Great, you found the problem." Instead of just watching it out, like seriously.
Yeah, I smell like it's tea tree oil and Versace cologne, and you can't really be in the elevator with it. You either vomit or like scrape your own eyes out. Or you like volunteer to have your face ripped off by like 1,000 hamsters at once.
I mean, I'd rather take that.
Would you?
I would rather take that all day.
I believe you. I feel like you can handle that.
Good.
You gotta. You have strong, like a powerful face that maybe repels. I don't know. I've seen you cook. I've seen you around grease.
I cook. I tear it up.
I've seen the way that grease absorbs into your skin when it hits your face. You don't even flinch, dude. It's crazy.
You do it enough, man. You do it enough.
Actually, funny enough, one of the best places I've ever eaten at here in Japan was this yakitori place. And I don't know if you're familiar with yakitori, but yakitori is like chicken, kind of a little bit oily chicken that's like cooked on a grill. And the yakitori master, his arm was just all scarred for like 10 years of doing this. just like the splashes of oil were all over his arm. It was this really weird, like I don't know what you call it. What's that thing called where you kind of hurt yourself on purpose for reasons I can't remember what it is, but it was kind of like that. Yeah, and it was really bizarre. And I asked him about it. I'm like, does it hurt? He's like, no, it did for the first few years, but now it doesn't. It's all scar tissue, right?
I only had to endure it for a few
that's
years.
dedication to a craft, right? Like it's kind of. So I mean, like you're making a joke, but there's people who do that types of stuff, like right, like the pizzeria guys who have no feeling in their fingertips anymore. They can just reach into hot ovens and pull that kind of stuff out. And,
that is true. I would let just so you know.
the crypto NFT investor that buys something high and the price goes down, like no feeling. You have no feeling with that for a certain point of time, right?
Before we drift too far, I just want to say, like, I would let any of you cover me in oil as long as it's not too hot.
Oh, we're just gonna put that in a box, okay? Take 4 to 3 into the ocean with that one. Great.
You don't like that? You've covered me in oil before. Don't be shy. Just because we're live, you're not going to talk about it.
Listen. You wish. Get your old lady to do that for you. All right?
Wrong hand.
So, but the best part about this for me is like, Mello, you like this is like, water off a duck's back in a way, because like you said, you grew up with like Ken, right? So like this is a new form of like this is normal for you, I would imagine.
I like to give him a hard time.
Oh, like that's the thing. Like it's great because like you could just shoot the shit and then bust each other's chops. There's some people out there that can't handle it. And I've seen people in chat rooms. You've seen it. We both seen it at the same time. And there's some people out there that quick to snap.
Yeah.
But at like the end of the day, like if you can't handle it, chill.
They seem to find me. I don't think they know I'm joking when I'm saying this stuff. And people come at me like, I'm ready for whatever, bro. And I'm like, what are we talking about?
Yeah. You got lost halfway through the like what are we arguing about?
I was just joking with the guy. I was just joking with the big fellow. Why are we getting so violent? That's a weird community in some ways, but I think like it doesn't really matter. It's like having like a normal school. Like there's always going to be like one kid that like might stab you with a pen or something.
But I will say though, like it's crazy to see like the level of support, and then like when you finally meet those people in the community, it's like you talk to them, but it's like it's a whole other feeling when you're actually seeing them in person, and then it's just like there's never that awkward silence. There's always that, oh my god, like, yo, what were you doing last night? I got done at like 10. Where were you up to? Just online, making drops for tomorrow, setting up my NFTs for the week. And it's insane, like to see, like when Kenny first told me all about this, I was just like, But it's crazy to see like the level of interaction and like how fast things like sell out, like especially like if you set the quantity for like just say 10, and like I see more people sell NFTs for $1 or $5 or $100, whatever, and it just goes because it's like there are people out there that love the artwork, want to support you, and like my first art piece that was sold, I put it in the metadata. If you want the original art piece, then just email me verification. And a guy by the name of Dogecoin Kid bought it and sent me a picture of my artwork on his Apple Watch, and he goes, "How's this for verification?" I was like, "Well, that's the best damn verification I've ever seen." So, like, here you go.
Dogecoin Kid is great, actually. By the way, like I really like him.
I love Dogecoin Kid. He's awesome. I love that guy.
Legend.
Yeah, he's cool. He's fun in person too.
Not a lot of people know about this though, but that dude can spin records, man. When we were at Shitcoin and the DJ stopped playing, and there was like 30 minutes awkward silence. He just got up on stage and then was just spinning, and I was just like, wait a minute, your DJ goes, oh, I didn't tell you? Like, no.
You didn't know?
Like, you just left that out, like, completely. And then for like the 2 days, he was the DJ. Like, after the show's DJ was done, he'd hop over, and for like the next 4 or 5 hours, he's just spinning. And I'm like, yo, like, good on you, because he was putting out fire. I mean, Biff from Goldman Sachs just busted out dancing out of nowhere.
Biff was on.
Was tearing it up. So shout out to Biff.
Shout out, Biff. We love you, bro.
That whole
he'll actually be coming on our show in the next couple of weeks. Dogecoin.
Oh, nice.
I'm excited about that. So yeah, tune in.
Oh, awesome.
Awesome.
You guys, I think this is interesting. I want to touch back on this because I think everything that you guys are doing is cool. Usually, I'm just kind of curious. Like, TC, how did you get involved in all this? Thing, right?
Yeah.
All these guys are from Miami. They're meeting each other like out there in like weird, positions where one person might be asking another person to cover them in oil. I mean, like, where did you fit in, right? Like, where did you find your way into this group? Like, because I'm pretty sure like I know you're one of Corey's favorite people, right? Like you're one of my favorite people on our show. Right, I know these guys all love and adore you. You're friends with them all. What you guys are doing is really cool. But I'd love to know like how you came to be here with these guys at this moment in time.
I actually, I think my connection with Mello, I actually bought one of his NFTs. Wasn't that how it went?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm all about supporting the artists. Like, I love that whole thing. I took a big portion of what I was making and I was just buying everybody's NFTs because I just love the fact that I could give back to artists. So I think that's how Mello and I met up. He just texted me one day and said, thanks for buying my NFT. And we just hit it off. It's kind of how it all went.
That's really cool too, because we just had this conversation about Dogecoin Kid as well. Like, I think maybe even though we're living, distantly from one another, we're all involved in such these close circles that just having that mail or having that original conversation or that appreciation of artwork or music or NFTs, like you said earlier, it opens up all these new possibilities, right? Like, how many times have you walked into a gallery and actually had the ability to have a conversation with the artist who has their work up on the wall, right? Like I'm not saying it's impossible, but that's not the norm, right? Yeah. And I think in this space it is, right? Like in this space, it's the norm to be able to reach out to people, not only reach out to people, but like get that response back, right? Like, and I really think that that's super cool. So yeah, and I think like what you do in terms of like supporting artists is really good. I like that as well. Like, there's two types of people in this world. Well, three really, but there's two types of people in the world that we call like NFT, art home. And those are the types of people that those are the types of people that buy shrimp. And if it's still
exactly.
Eat it and they deal with it because they don't really care whether the price goes up or down. So I was trying to reference this comment because I thought it was funny. Nice. But like, if you bought the shrimp from the drop, it is a good shrimp. If you bought it at an all-time high for a high price, will it be bad shrimp later, right? And this is the thing. There are people in this space that get really annoyed. It's like, Mello, I bought your NFT a week ago, and now the price went down. It's like, dude, you wanted the free market economy. Now you've got it. Deal with it, right? Like, that price go uppity, right? And like, when I
buy, I just buy. I don't even look at the price. I don't care. I don't care what it's doing right now because I'm looking way down the road and I see the vision. I see the direction that you guys are going. I'm buying as much of this crap as I could possibly buy. Like, I don't care what anybody's saying. You do you, I'll do me. And so far, I think I've been successful at it.
Yeah, and I'm not like you, but I am like you because I don't buy near as much as you. I don't think, but I don't care whether the price goes down. There's lots of pieces of art. There's lots of pieces of art that I buy just to support the artist. right?
Yeah.
Like just because I like what they're doing, just like because I like what they're bringing to the table. And I think that's a really important thing that a lot of people miss. So I think people like you who are supporting artists are often missed. And I just want to like shout out to you and people like you who are using this new space as a medium to support things of beauty which they love, because I think that's really important, right? Like we walk into a cafe and we buy a coffee and we don't care where that coffee goes in an hour. We don't get angry because the coffee loses its value, right? I mean, for me, it actually gains its value because there's a lot of nitrogen in coffee, and I'm a gardener, so like I go out back and give the tomato plants a nitrogen deposit. So I like it.
Wow. You're a free ranger too. I free range pee all the time.
Right. Yeah. My daughter's pretty good at that because she's smart enough to know that she has peed, but not smart enough to tell us before we're doing it. So it's really fun out in the pool when she says pee. And me and my wife laugh because like nobody else knows just what happened. But anyway,
your own secret.
but yeah, so I think like it's really important that we just support people. And if the price goes down, I mean, that's more in my mind an issue with the speculators than it is with the actual art. Because before NFTs, before crypto, the only people in my mind that really bought art were like really rich people that locked it away in a warehouse somewhere that nobody ever saw it, right? And that's crazy to me, so yeah, I'm sorry, I'm ranting, but that's my
No, it makes perfect sense to me. If you think about it, there's people that will buy like a Picasso, like $20 million, and instead of putting it up on a wall, it's like you said, it's sitting in a storage locker somewhere, and it sucks because it's like you never know like how much art is really being shown off and how much is really locked away somewhere. Because and you also think about it, it's also like currency if you think about it.
It totally is.
It's like you could sit there and like not have money, but hey, I got this Picasso for 20 mil. What's up?
As an artist, I would say this, that it would make me really sad for me to pour my life force, my heart and soul into something, and then it essentially just be locked in somebody's basement where nobody could see it, and even that person might not even be at that home most of the time. I mean,
it's not being appreciated. Yeah, it sucks, but it's like that, and it's like people like that. You just want to break in their house, but not really break in their house, but like break in their house and take that shit back.
Yeah, you do. Can you start doing that for me? Just getting me like priceless artworks, masterpieces. You can just walk in and take it. The cops can't even stop you. I mean, the bullets bounce off. You're too big.
No, but it's called tasers. Like those ones that clamp onto you and then make you drop like a ton of bricks. It's not.
I heard they only work if they're on your nipples. I don't know.
Oh,
let's find out. Would you be willing to tase me on camera, like live?
I'll tase you. Sure.
Can we do that? Are we allowed? Is that like?
Get you like a caliprong. Caliprong, you'll be out.
That's what I want more, because then you could get like really local with it. You could get my nipple and I could just pass out.
I mean, Mello, how far do you live away from Nathan? Because like if you just dropped off the stream right now and came back in like 20 minutes and like, tased him and said, "Who's Mello now?" And then that's where we end the show, that would be awesome.
He could be ready at 9 a.m. and we could just like get up, hit stream, and then start your other show with me just getting knocked out.
All you just see is like the hand come out like from the screen. Nathan sit and he's out.
That's a big hand. He's smacking me around in Miami. It sucked.
Yeah.
Imagine because art and music, we lump them together, but imagine if that was the thing with music, right? Because there's a lot of musicians on this panel as well. Imagine if you created a CD and then you put it in a security box at a bank and no one ever listened to it. One person bought it for like, I guess, if somebody bought your CD for like $1 million and there was only one copy.
That's that Wu-Tang album.
Locked it away.
Exactly.
Right? Like, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. It's like, do you do it like, do you do it for the money or do you do it for the I don't want to say status because I don't like that, but you know what I mean, right? And I think that's the beauty of what you guys were saying earlier about, NFTs and especially the wax space. And I think TC said like the accessibility of it all is like we, for the first time in history, have this ability to be able to fund our art. And I don't know of a time before this that was actually possible, right? Like we have the ability for people in small African villages to create like amazing pieces of art and put them online and like have a subsistence lifestyle, right? Like we have the ability to put that all the way out there to the world, and we've never had that before. And that to me is what's fascinating about it, right? Like, I mean, we're gonna have somebody on the show next week who's like a Russian artist, and I mean her drawings are kind of cool. But just the fact that she's funding herself by doing this and selling these things, I think that's amazing. So I don't know if anyone wants to touch on that, but like I don't see any downside to NFTs personally because of just that.
No,
because especially since like what got me and Kenny and Nathan were talking to me about it. You bought. Jimmy, you bought one of my NFTs, and then you decide to go and sell it on the secondary market. Like the fact that you can still make money even after you made the first sale, and that you still continue to make money every time it changes hands, like that baffles me sometimes. But like, I would never expect something like that to be possible, but it is, and it happens all the time. And then it's like you just go check your inventory, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh. Got a balance. Like, oh crap, what now? What else? Who sold it again? It's like it's crazy, and you can actually see who bought it over and over again.
Would you ever sell somebody an NFT of your soul?
Hell no. What? No. Why?
I just thought it occurred to me, and I just figured I would ask.
I mean, if you have a smart contract that can do that, I'm impressed.
Same. I think.
Sorry, you were going to say something. I'm kind of curious. What were you going to say?
Please.
I thought you were going to say something, but maybe we cut you off.
No. Go ahead. I was just listening.
Oh, okay.
What surprisingly is saying that music is now getting involved in NFTs. Like I've seen a guy by the name of JRG. He put his a track into an NFT, and then what really gets me is why he's doing it all. His a family member of his passed away, and like he's putting out this music in honor of them, and it's just so beautiful and stuff like that. I got to get behind it. I want to support it, and I want to support him. And on top of that, like he puts out some pretty cool music, and then on top of that, he's now on Genesis, and he's got his own plot, and you can't miss his head.
Unbelievable! You did such a great job on that. That was so impressive. That's so impressive. That's another thing that we want to do. We actually we're thinking about starting a podcast and do streaming in the game. And we actually want to go around to all the builds and meet the builders and actually interview them in the game. Like have a chat with them and talk to them about their builds and stuff.
We actually got a guy over in Belgium.
Guys, TC, if you want to start your own podcast, go for it. But I mean, if you want to use this channel and do it here, we're happy to give you access. You guys can do it.
Sure.
That's the move.
We would love to do that. Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
Okay. Yeah, later. We'll figure out a way to get you hooked up. Like if you want to do it on your own, feel free, but we're trying to build a network here, and we want as many awesome people so we can give you guys access. You can go around, you can do your own thing, you can interview whoever you want, you can set it up any way you want, you can play it at any time you want. I mean, even if you play it at the same time as one of our shows, you can still stream to the same channel twice at one time. Like you can do around your own schedule, whatever you guys want to do. Just reach out later, and we'll get you signed up if you want it. It's there for you guys.
Yeah, we're very interested. Thank you. That's perfect. Thank you so much.
Did you expect that?
No way.
No
then
way.
again, I'm not surprised. I mean, it's like,
oh wow.
Well, no. You're ready. No, this is what.
They just let anyone on that channel over there. I mean,
this goes back to this goes back to people supporting each other.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
This
Exactly.
is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like
This
something
is
like that.
this is a win-win for
a nice
everybody.
gesture.
Everybody can win-win.
Yeah, that's why when I meet really anybody in this space, I introduce them to everybody else I know, just in case there's the chance that they can be successful together. Because
Oh yeah, I totally want
times,
that.
yeah, right. I mean, like a lot of times, the people that you meet that you're the most successful with, you don't usually meet them on your own. It's usually an intro through some sort of intermediary or you know, like a family member or something. So it's cool to be able to kind of help connect these different paths. And I don't know, I feel a sense of pride to be like part of the genesis story of this group here. I'm happy to see what you guys do together. I'm excited for your future.
Yo, I just want to know, when are you gonna get your own plot?
I literally want everybody to win.
What are you gonna build with us, Nate?
Yo, hold on. TC said something.
I'm just gonna say, I literally want everybody to win. Like, I don't want to be the only winner. I want everybody to win, and we all can win together.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's my golden rule: is that you can have anything that you want in life as long as you don't stop anyone else from getting what they want.
Exactly. Perfect.
As long as your paths don't, you know, as long as you're not conflicting, it's good. You're good to go. Just charge forward.
Yeah.
Now, my question to you is, when are you going to get your own damn plot of land so that we?
Yeah, like what's with that?
I mean,
I need a plot.
Come on, bro.
That is so wrecked.
All my stuff is like either staked or I know I should just get some money out and buy a plot.
Please.
It's not that expensive. I'm very cheap, also.
We'll help you with it.
Okay.
Exactly. We'll help you.
We can do
MYTG's
a love
got
is
you.
the answer.
We got you, bro.
Monument.
Let's do this. I'll get a plot. I just need help
Okay.
figuring out where, and we'll figure out what we're gonna build.
It
And
doesn't matter where you build it, because we're gonna build something awesome for you.
We're gonna figure it out.
That reminds me. I have some celebrity friends that want your help. They don't know how to do this, and they don't want to like bother all the businessy people to get it done. And I'm like, no, well, my friends are both. Like, they're cool and they're businesses. So you actually want them.
Send them over to our Discord. Send them over to our Telegram.
We're good to go.
That's the other thing. A lot of people don't realize that this is like, a lot of people are finding like new actual jobs basically in the Minecraft world via Uplift World. It's pretty intense and insane to me, like what you guys have pulled off in a short period of time and how this thing has come together. What words of advice would you have for anybody who is kind of like looking to do the same thing, maybe start a collective or just become maybe an individual builder?
Yeah, so just something on that as well. Like, we've only showcased a quarter of what these guys are capable of. Oh my God. Right? Like, we've only showcased one build, which Yauggy did. Like which was amazing, by the way. That tunnel strip that goes down through that build. But we haven't even dove into like the collective stuff, right? Like, nobody's even seen all the other amazing things that you guys have built. So like I know that people were super impressed, like with Mello's couple Twitter posts that Mello put up as well, walking through your plots. But like 100% pay attention to these guys, because they're gonna blow this metaverse up, in my personal opinion. You guys already have. But like, people don't even know about you yet, and that to me is what the most amazing part is. Anyway,
it's crazy. Real quick on that, to your point, it's like when you go through a big city and you see the skyline, and you go like, oh, there's the Empire State Building. If you're in Chicago, it's the Willis Tower now, but there's the Sears Tower is what I call it growing up.
Yep, Sears Tower.
No matter where you go, like I think that what you guys are building are some of these cornerstone pieces that will end up kind of helping build the quote unquote the skyline of the area that you're in. Like, they're going to be iconic, remembered, and they're going to be around for a while, and people are going to love them and recognize them.
Well, I want these two guys to be famous. That's my goal.
Me too.
Man, this guy,
dude.
I just honestly, like, I see in the chat rooms a lot. People are like, "Yo, can somebody please help me build?" I don't know what to do, and it's literally like where the idea came up with was to just start something, start a movement, or just start a business, just helping people out. Because like, I recently took on a client for us, and it was a few builds, and he didn't have an idea how to do it. I showed him a few things, and now I'm getting ready to start having Saturday sessions with people who don't know how to build. Because I feel like everyone can get in it. I mean, there are people that are in their 50s, their 60s that want to get in on it and that are doing it, and they have fun, and it's therapeutic. To be 100%. Honest, like just to sit there and like have an idea in your head that if you can't draw it, you can literally build it. And like it was funny because TC was just like, why not have something to promote Mello fellow boards? And he was like, and I kind of I joked about like having an idea about creating a giant version of myself, and he's like, well, let's do it. And then the next thing you know, I'm sitting there building his feet, doing the legs, throwing on the shorts, then the t-shirt, then the head, and then he's just floating like right above me, taking snapshots the whole time. And then
vlogging, Minecraft vlogging.
Yeah. So, and then like fast forward to like where we are now, we're taking on jobs, but we're also helping people, promote what they want to do or just build something awesome for them,
Yeah, creating content for people to share. I mean, you're helping people promote and helping people kind of build their brand because of what you've built for them.
Right.
That's what's beautiful about that. It's just building on top of building on top of building.
Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm all about that. I want to help as many people as I can in this journey.
Exactly.
That's the beautiful thing about you, TC. That's why people like you, is because you've cemented yourself as a cornerstone in this community for the right reasons. People don't often do that. It's unique that you actually care about the social interaction and the community behind this. I think a lot of people started as investors and they're looking at the ROI and be like, wow, I can actually 1,000x this $1,000 realistically in a year. Like, that's crazy. And they start investing, doing all these crazy things. And the real return that they actually ultimately get on all their money that they pour into this is the love and the friendship and the community. So like you see so many people that end up fulfilled mentally, emotionally, physically, and then of course on a monetary level. And this, I think it just plays into this greater form of spirituality that we've all found in ourselves, where tech and art and finance and I guess like free thinking are all starting to merge into one thing.
Yeah. And it's crazy.
I totally agree.
And what's going to take it to the next level is when you start seeing big conglomerates such as like Nike, McDonald's, Adidas, when they get wind of all this, how quick before they jump in on this? You know what I mean? They're going to want their advertisement. They're going to want their logos everywhere. And where else better? You know what I mean? And they're going to be looking for people out there to build their stuff.
Yeah, they'll be hiring third parties like yourselves. They'll be looking for
if Corona continues to become a thing, in 4 years' time, where is your advertisement going to be seen more? At a skating rink, at a skating rink on the Olympics, or somewhere on a rail, or like close to Spawn in the Uplift World, right?
Yeah,
Well,
I totally saw that vision right at the beginning, and I was like, oh shit, let's go.
Yeah, and when you're leveraging one of the largest gaming platforms of all time, I mean, that's also that's nothing to take lightly,
Yeah.
Well, and on that too, like going back to what you said about TC, because he has, but this is kind of the way that I think about it. I'm sure he thinks about it differently, but I'm 100% with him on, and all of you, I think, on that idea of wanting everyone to win. But we live in a world where people are more connected than ever before. Daily, the people are becoming more connected than ever before. But the social depth of those connections are becoming shallower and shallower and shallower by the day. The more connected we become, the more friends we get, the less actual, substance to that connection happens in a lot of ways in the real world, right? Like I don't know how to explain it, but I think everyone kind of get it, right? So the next logical conclusion to me is no longer to go from a place where, you worked hard, you got everything you wanted, and you were able to relax, right? And go to whatever restaurants you wanted, do whatever you wanted, take whatever vacations you wanted, because like we're in a sense like all living on this weird kind of, you know, futuristic vacation from the world as it is, because we're all online. So the next logical extension to that would be like to free up as many like-minded people as we possibly could and live our lives alongside those people in those real world connections, right? Like have those moments. I mean, you could be Nathan's friend for a decade, but like, are you really his friend unless you've opened up his car door and smelt shrimp that's been there for a while? Like, we're getting to that point, right? Like, that's the one thing that we are actually missing, right? Like those connections, right? Like you can play music with someone, right? For a decade and never meet them, like play entirely online, right? But then that first time that you get together and you play that show, right? Like you could get back and forth to these other people and build, right? Like you guys, I'm 100% sure that you will do something amazing with some kind of show building in the Uplift, right? And you might do it for a year, you might do it for 5 years, you might do it for 10 years, but I guarantee you the day that all three of you are in the same room streaming it online, shit changes, right? There's that motion of proximity, right? So I'm really excited for like that side of things. And this is why I want everyone to win, right? I want everyone to win so that like I can just show up in any city that you guys are in across the world, give you a call and be like, hey, you guys want to go for a coffee? Because I know you'll be able to because you all won, right? You don't have to go to that day job. And that's kind of what I'm hoping.
Exactly.
As long as I can bring my laptop with Minecraft on it, I'm coming.
That's it. Let me just tell you about this guy right here. Okay, TC has been low key hustling the shit out of all of us. Okay, especially like me and Yauggy for the last couple of days.
Dude, oh my god!
Here I'm just thinking this dude just building tunnels underground and like blowing shit up, like you know, like he's a grunt in our business. Okay, but like I'm going over to another plot that we're currently working on for a customer. And I scroll over this little part where it looks like it's like some spa that like I would see over in Germany, right? Like white building, black rooftop, elegant, clean, modern, gorgeous. And I'm like, yo, I gotta go check this out. So I go check it out. As I start getting a little closer and closer, I see someone. I'm like, okay, that's probably the guy building. Let me go check it out and say hi. Lo and behold, it's this dude down here. Like, hey, what's up, bro? And I'm like, yo, you gotta be shitting me. Like you're over here building stuff like this, and you're not even letting us know. Like what are you doing?
What we're building
I just happen to find that plot of mine. That's all. That's usually what happens. I get lost and I run into a plot.
This is the only guy I know who like, yo, I gotta go over to this other plot. He'll get lost and wind up finding one of his plots, and it's like every
throw a
day,
rock and
I just found another plot. I found another plot. Oh, I found another plot. Like, damn, dude, did you get lost again? Yup. All right. Have fun.
I feel that way about certain things, though. Where you're just like, oh, that's mine. That's cool. Like you find some shoes that you forgot about, or like something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But you're that way with plot. That's crazy.
Hey,
think about the real world implications of that, though.
Kimmy D, we have a plot right next to each other on Chickacaw.
Oh, really? Is that the north?
You know the one where that big wall is, that big gray wall that's by your little farm there on the rail? That's my property. I have the 100 by 100 there. You were actually on a live stream and I was bouncing around. For some reason, I couldn't get the chat up. But you're going, who the hell's that guy right there? And blah, blah, blah. And I was bouncing up and around. It's me, Gibby, it's me.
Wait a minute. Is that like you said it's a rail?
No, it's beside a rail.
Okay. So up in the northern sector.
Yeah. It's a big gray wall that goes. It's a big gray wall.
That's you. That's me. Awesome.
I put a sign there like a month ago and said something. Hey, Gimme, I'm over here or something. I don't know.
I kind of haven't been there in a really long time. I've been over I've been over on the other side. There's 3 rails that I have, so I've just been hanging out over there because it takes a while to get over there. But yeah, I'll come back. Let's do something. I had a really cool there's a partial underground cave that goes towards your property as well, through, and so that's really cool. I didn't know that was you, TC. So I'm gonna knock down some walls and let you have free access.
Well, I do have caves down there. I did build really far down in that
nice
on that plot.
That's some cool stuff out. I like it. That's really sweet. I haven't been over there. I'm gonna have to come over and check it out.
You have your own cave system?
Yeah.
I like tunnels.
Oh, that scares me. I'm not a tunnel guy. I don't know. You're not gonna find me sitting in any tunnels.
Oh, I love building down.
I mean,
like underground.
Life is a tunnel, depending upon your perspective.
Life is a tunnel, I guess.
I was gonna actually ask Jimmy, like when you guys built the server, did you actually build? Looks like something you want to build like a rail system underground, because I'm all forever running into. It looks like a train track.
Those are abandoned. So no, we didn't build those. Those naturally spawn. Those are within the game. They're abandoned mines that will pop up in the game. So, but I found they're not that easy to find. They don't happen everywhere. So if you found one of those, that's great. Like you could easily connect those rails.
Everything.
And if you could easily connect those rails and create your own network, right? And
because I think that's going to happen after all the lands up top are all full and everybody's built their stuff. Yeah, I think people are going to start building stuff underneath the ground.
Oh yeah,
that's what's going to happen.
And it's going to be just as exciting as everything above.
Right? Yeah, I think. Yeah,
it's really going to challenge people creatively to think about it.
True.
Yeah.
So you can just build underground cities, essentially.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Wanted to.
Yeah, absolutely.
All sections, build sculptures underneath,
I mean, you can build a city you can build a city floating in the clouds. Like my rail plot, I just planted a tree on
all the airspace is going to be one of the next things.
Right?
Oh yeah, it's going to look like freaking Futurama.
Okay, I'm here.
By the way,
I mean, out of all the references you could have chose, Futurama, but I'm here for it. That works.
The Jetsons.
The Jetsons.
Just by the way, before we got on the show, Yauggy built this massive sculpture on HQ and took me for a little ride down it. And I was like, I'm giving you 24 hours to make a video of this, or I'm never talking to you again.
Yeah, you guys,
the guy's an absolute genius. He's a genius.
Yeah. That's actually my favorite thing about you guys collectively and what you do in the Minecraft world is that you create these little short videos.
It's the best thing.
These are really amazing, and I love it. Thank you for tagging me on every single one of those, because
no problem.
I watched them at least 3 times before I post them onwards, because I love the perspective that you guys have and the way that you spin around and look at it, and it's really, really well done.
And the music, I would love if I don't know if it's possible, if Yoshi would allow us to use some of his music in our builds.
Let me talk to him.
Yeah, we can talk to him. I'm pretty sure it would
we could pull that off. I just have a good feeling that that's going to be okay. Let me just talk to the guy.
You know what? And maybe I know Yoshi has where Yoshi kind of. So all right, everyone close your ears and pretend that this is a thing. But Yoshi has a community plot. Kind of has a community plot. And maybe we I'm kind of helping him with it a little bit, but maybe we could do something whereby you guys could lend a hand to his community plot, and then maybe we could do some crossover, promote some crossover music of his, and you guys could have free rights to that or something like that.
I'm in.
Yoshi
Let's go.
Nice.
Yeah, we definitely have to.
No question.
But Yoshi is one of the nicest people in the space. If you haven't met him,
he's amazing.
He's just
dope. He's dope.
He seems extremely humble.
Yeah.
Very.
He seems like a really nice guy. Yeah.
He's
And
really
very
like
smart and
he's kind
very
of
funny.
ridiculous, right? Like the whole reason he left Japan was because he wasn't able to do what he wanted to do. He knew that he would never be able to do what he wanted to do here, and now he's like, he's more American than me. I mean, I mean, Canada's pretty American, to be honest. Like Toronto's pretty American when it's all said and done compared to the rest of the world. And I lived in the U.S. for a while, but it's funny because he always looks at me and he's like, "Jimmy, you're more Japanese than me." Like it's weird. So we have this kind of weird, like kind of cross thing,
That's
and
crazy.
it's pretty funny, right?
How long you been there?
Off and on for about 17 or 18 years now.
Yeah, you're crazy.
Wow.
Man. You've been all around the world. Can you tell everybody the places that you've lived? When you were telling me the other day, I just kind of lost my mind. You've been
Yeah, so I lived in
essentially
Mexico. I lived in Mexico when I first left Canada for a while. I was going to stay there, but there were some complications with visas, and I could have borrowed money to live there, but I kind of had a debt in Canada, and I didn't want to go into debt in two countries.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I left and I came to Japan and I worked here for a little bit, and I was just planning on staying here for a really short time to save enough money to go to Southeast Asia or maybe the South Pacific or something like that. But I ended up finding Osaka, and I just really liked Osaka because Osaka was cool. And then I stayed here for a few years, and then I moved to Hawaii, and I lived there for a couple of years, just hanging out and studying a little bit more. And then when I was in Hawaii, I guess there's no typhoon behind me, so that's okay.
It's a good thing.
When I was living in Hawaii, I got to the point where I was doing education, but I was working with a lot of poor people, and Hawaii is not all gold.
Hello.
Uh-oh. Did that typhoon? Is that real?
Is he like gone now?
Jimmy, no.
Did the wind take him?
He's on a high floor, so I know the water can't get him.
Maybe the.
Yeah, he looks like he's about maybe 10 to 15 floors up off the ground.
Oh, he's pretty high up.
Is that kind of how tall you are, and that's how you can tell, Joshua?
Yeah.
He's
Seeing
familiar
from that
with
exact
with that
perspective.
altitude.
I just look at the average tree. I'm like, all right, that's probably roughly like 12 feet, give or take. And then I just subtract or add
A couple
miles
meters.
where I just I just use Sasquatch math. That's all.
Oh no!
I have a gut feeling that he's about to rejoin. But if not, what's everybody most afraid of? Like, what's your biggest fear, Yauggy? I want to start with you.
Wow, that's what a question.
I know. I just want to get right into it with some hard hitting stuff.
Yeah, that's some pretty. I would say not being able to connect to the people that I care about the most. I think
that's a good one.
I think that's the biggest thing, and the biggest takeaway that I would have from just jumping off that question would be, how it relates to Uplift and being able to connect, the community between me and Gonzalo into this world, and being able to not only learn, connect, and just it was like a tidal wave of love and support that I never expected that it would ever happen like that, like ever. Like
Makes
the amount of gratitude, dude. Like the amount of I didn't use Twitter until like 2 weeks ago.
It feels like you're living in a different life, right?
Dude. I had to learn Twitter, okay? And
TC made you.
Yeah,
dude,
I made you,
dude. Literally, like I'm like, dude. The amount of love that I've gotten from not only you, Nate, but Mello and TC and Gonzalo, like the most. I can't be more grateful, and it's so difficult to find ways to show that gratitude more than what I do. So
all you need to do is just be you. I think all this stuff is coming your guys' way because of the people that you are, just because of your hearts and your souls. And I think that's the best payment that you can give the people around you who have given any kind of hand up or boost, or anybody that's been sort of that rising tide that lifts your ship, is to just keep being the person that they fell in love with.
Right. And
those bills that you make absolutely touch my heart every time you make them. I'm telling you, the first one you made, brought tears to my eyes. Like,
It was so
Awesome.
crazy because
My
You know.
tree that you added your music to, bro.
dude, it's so crazy, dude. It's like all we do, like it's like sometimes you feel it, you know. It's
Yeah.
literally
Yeah.
like painting a painting. It's same thing. Like
What?
in real life, I'm not a good visual painter like Mello, or I can't. I'm not like good with when it comes to that. But when it comes to digitally creating something, it's a whole different experience. Different experience.
Yeah, it's like your mind kind of creates a symbiotic relationship with the machine, and you two are like kind of leaning on each other and kind of providing for each other in some way. It's kind of cool.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful thing, is what it is. It's a beautiful thing.
Like, I'll be honest with you, like there's parts of like what building like that I am weak at, and then Yauggy has that, and then there's parts where he might not have it, and then I might have it. You know what I mean? And so like we compliment. There he is.
He's back.
He's back.
It wasn't a tsunami.
I thought the typhoon got you.
Right? Like that was, you guys must have been really freaked out.
I was like, oh my god, the typhoon.
Don't make tsunami jokes.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just the weather pattern, so I have a different. But yeah, long story short, sorry, I'll just jump in here. But long story short was basically I found this organization that used to go and do landscaping for other people, and you would volunteer 2 or 3 times, and then you would get your property landscaped, and they would build a food forest, and they would bring back like food autonomy to the nation. And I went from there to New Zealand. I lived in my tent. I learned how to do that. I found blockchain. I found you guys. I saw the synchronicity between figuring out a system or a community where everyone wins, and that's why I'm here. That and I learned a lot of things on the way, but what I didn't learn was how not to cut people off, because you guys were having a really nice conversation.
No worries.
That's the only reason Jimmy gave me a show, was because he wanted to learn how to play it down the middle or be a co-hoster instead of just like, I think so. Jimmy D has what you call BDE, and I'm not going to define what that is, but when he walks into a room, he owns it. All right, and he can't help it. He's a flamingo, a peacock, if you will, even, and I think he shines on camera. And I don't think you should ever apologize for hopping in and doing what you're awesome at, dude.
Yeah, totally.
Yes.
I'm a huge fan, Jimmy. I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge fan of yours.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
Yeah, huge fan.
It's really nice to hear, because I'm more of a live person, right? Like I never did online dating because I didn't like it. It was weird for me. I can't read people, right? So like, I like walking into a room and seeing someone and talking to them and meeting them face to face. So there's something weird about this space that we live in, and meeting people through people, right? Like I met all of you guys, except TC, really. I met all of you through Nathan in a way, right? Like, and I didn't even know that like Yauggy told me, oh, I'm friends with Mello, I'm friends with TC, I'm friends with Nathan, and when we were doing the interview thing, and I'm like, I didn't know that, but like that just makes you 100 times cooler than you already were, right? Like, so like I think that it's just like that's someday I want to do that, right? Like someday I want to have the experience that Mello had, right? Like someday I want to be like, oh, where's Nathan? He's not here. That's cool. I'll run into him tomorrow and he'll have a good story to tell, right? Like like that's the kind of, right? It's like,
and it's crazy is like this community like is really close with each other. Like I remember after I came back from Miami, I had to take about a week off, take care of some personal stuff. But like my presence was noticed in the Telegram. Like, yo, are you okay? Where are you at? Are you okay? This don't happen. Like that just shows you the level of love, the respect people have for each other in this community. And it's clearly showing. And I just want to say to everybody out there, like I love y'all. You guys are awesome, and thank you for being supportive. And I definitely love and support you guys just as much. So
We love you more. That's my answer.
Everybody is important. Everybody in the space is important.
yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I want
Everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
No
It
exclusion.
doesn't matter
No
from a
exclusion.
collector to an artist. You're right. Like it's everybody. It's we all need an opportunity to shine. Everybody needs an opportunity to get out here and promote what they're doing and just show the world what they're made of. You know.
I just want to say this to everybody out there. I'm not untouchable. If you want to talk, just text me.
Mhm.
I'll talk to anybody.
Yep.
I'm not untouchable.
Our first conversation, him and I had a 4.5-hour FaceTime conversation. So, like, that just goes to show you he'll talk with you.
No, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
That shows that somebody really cares too when they're willing to devote that much time into like a new friendship or something. A lot of people need that sort of like assurance or patience to help it actually blossom and not just be a superficial, meeting of some kind. A lot of these deeper connections are proven through the way that we spend time with each other and kind of like hang out, even though we're not able to be near each other. It's really cool.
Yeah. This is so cool.
Yeah. And I want to say, Jimmy D, there's this cloud pattern behind your head on the screen, not like your actual thing, but your screen. And it looks kind of like a muscular man whose elbows kind of just like poking down like that. I don't know.
That's hilarious.
I could be maybe I'm just feeling a little weird today.
No, you're right. It looks, but I'll do you one more. It looks like a muscular Dragon Ball character. You see the little like spikes in his hair?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh
that
yeah,
shit
yeah.
does. Yeah.
Looks like
Yes.
Goku, kind of.
I'm always seeing muscular men and things, which is weird because I'm in I'm in what you would call like a typical relationship and stuff, but I'm always seeing these men everywhere. It's weird.
Hey man, a typical relationship today was very atypical like 3,000 years ago. I'm just saying it.
It's true. I think back then they used to kind of just conk each other on the head with some sort of rock or stick, and they would drag the other one back to their cave, right?
I mean, depending upon where you live, I've seen that happen in today's day and age too. So.
It happens here in the U.S. Somewhere.
Like pretty much any university town.
Yeah, I shouldn't name the states, but there's a few states in my region where that actually kind of happens still. It's not good.
I mean, relationships and that fascinates me, right? Like I remember reading an article and having a friend who kind of confirmed this, telling me in Brazil, it's impossible to get a date with someone unless you've kissed them first, right? Like if you just walk up and you're like, hey, you want to have a coffee? The girls are just like,
test drive.
Right. But now don't take this as dating advice, because if you get your ass kicked by a Brazilian girl who knows jiu-jitsu, it's not my responsibility to but like different relationships in different places, right? Like I can't imagine living in North America and being in North America and not living with someone, at least part-time for a period before you get married. Now, this could just be me or my perception of things, but there's like still countries in the world that's like a really big no-no, right? Like there's still countries in the world where, you have prearranged marriages. There's countries in the world like Japan where nobody really gives a rat's ass who you're dating, right? Like, or what kind of relationship you decide to be in, right? And then I don't want to make this all about politics, but then we get to a country like the States where 1% of the population is offended because there's a washroom there that they're never going to use, right? And so it just gets annoying to me. And like, I don't know what everyone believes who's on this panel, so I should be careful what I say. I'm just assuming very open-minded people because you're friends with Nathan. But I honestly believe that like when it comes to, people, we should just let them do what they want to do. And kind of what Nathan said earlier, it's like, as long as you're not causing harm, in anyone else, right? Like, I mean, like there's people out there in the world that, might get offended if Nathan, decided to, cop a feel in an elevator. I wouldn't if he did it the first time. I'd be like enamored. I'd be like, hey, buddy, I don't swing that way.
I get a little touchy-feely in elevators. I used to, like when Joshua were in these elevators, I'd be like,
if I ever,
and he'd be like, stop. It was weird. I don't know. Something comes over me. It's the shrimp. I think it's the shrimp. They call it shrimp.
Yeah, the shrimp.
We're,
Oh my gosh.
we're too serious. I'm like I'm in a very traditional relationship as well, but like
Yeah.
just if I ever meet you, don't be surprised if at some point, you know, after a bottle of sake, you don't get a nice kiss on the cheek. I'm just gonna say it.
Me and Ken have kissed each other many times on and off camera. So I think I believe you can have fully platonic relationships with other men and make out with them.
I mean,
I'm just kidding.
That's I mean,
but you can kiss on the cheek.
But yo, I think it's pretty cool. Like somebody just said, looks like TC has a half guild already.
What?
It's a what?
Somebody commented in this chat. It says, looks like TC has a half guild already.
Ooh. I thought you were talking about our
so,
private chat where I'd written that I have 27 nipples.
I mean, Morton, totally. I think I won't be surprised if TC doesn't have the first guild. If you guys don't know what's going on, there was an episode that I was not on last night where Cowie and Corey were discussing guilds, and I think that there's no real information on there, but I think the general idea is to have like a minimum of 10 people, and so yeah, definitely. TC will be in the running.
Yeah, proof of guild sept.
Guild sept.
I'm honored. I'm honored.
That's so sick.
Nathan, should we be expecting you to be part of this, or are you just gonna sit back and just like, oh, I might do it, or I might?
You know that I love a good guild, bro. Have I ever turned down a guild since you've known?
You probably would. You never know.
I mean, it depends on the guild, like that. I think I would never be. What is that saying? I would never be a part of a guild that would have me as a member. But no, I'll join your guild, sir.
Oh, okay.
After saying all that, yeah. I'm in.
Well, welcome.
I'm squirrely.
Welcome to the guild.
There you go.
Yeah, it's a lackluster welcome because
We'll make it official once you buy your first plot of land.
That's it. That's
How do we make it official? Do I have to come to your town?
We hope you can.
Yeah, because we can go on. There's a 15-foot gator that we spotted the other day. You know, so he was just like,
get him ready, bro.
He was just like, yeah, you're lying. There's no gators. I was like, dude, hop on my golf cart, and I'll take you to go find a gator. Guarantee you, before you leave my house. You got in a golf cart. 2 minutes later, rolled down the street to my house, one of the ponds, and there's a 4-foot gator right there. I got it on film for him.
Yeah, I got it.
I was like, there you go. And then next thing you know, I hop off the golf cart. I grab my skateboard, and I'm grabbing onto the back of the golf cart, and he's driving the golf cart. And I'm just cruising on my skateboard. We find another gator. So, like, you know, good times, my man. Good times.
I'll fight a gator.
Have you ever ollied over a gator?
No, but
I'm just curious, like, right? So,
what's that?
I mean, I think that would make that gator's life, right? Like, he's like, hey, some giant just ollied over me with a skateboard and neon lights on the bottom of it. That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah,
it's pretty cool.
No, it's crazy. It's like I saw somebody made a post like, tell me you're from Florida without telling me you're from Florida. And somebody got a video at an intersection of a gator just sitting there in the middle of the intersection and gets up and then just like walks across the intersection of a highway, and they're everywhere.
It's crazy. His neighbors hire him to fight the gators when they kind of come up towards the houses. On several occasions, he'll battle a gator, probably like 4 or 5 times a week from what I've heard. And usually this battle involves like some armor, a sword, a shield, the cattle prod that he was kind of threatening me with earlier. I remember you threatening me, friend. Yeah, and usually these are his implements. Huh?
I mean, if I lived in Florida, I'd probably hire one of you guys to do some. If I lived in Florida, because I like our cover image that you did, Nathan. So if I lived in Florida, I'd probably hire you to do like some graffiti on my garage wall and like do like a Gatorade, like put a little table with bandages outside.
That'd be
cool. Man. So let me know.
That'd be cool. And Mello will hatch you some. He'll personally hatch you a few gators if you like. Also, he has an incubation system. So for 7 hours per night, he sits on the eggs, right, and he warms them with his flesh. So I mean, anytime you want a fresh gator, let me know.
Unbelievable.
Guys, did I not say this? Did I not call this about Nathan? He was going to get wild.
Yeah. Totally called it.
I'm not. I mean, I'm known for being a pretty serious guy, I would say.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. I noticed that.
Most
I noticed
people
that.
are used to
Definitely
it.
noticed
Just
that.
Milano down there keeps getting further and further and further away from like.
He's like, I don't want to be a part of this anymore.
Nah, Milano, you've been awful quiet. Are you okay? Like Nathan, he's harmless. He's a little bit scary, but in general, he's harmless. I mean,
I'm crazy, but I'm crazy like a fox, and I'm very harmless. Foxes don't bite very hard at all. I think they only bite with about 7 pounds per square inch. So.
How do you know them?
I'm pretty wide.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm listening to everybody's experiences and everything. So it's just I guess is paying attention to who I'm able to communicate with today, and just really listening to everybody's stories and stuff. Which is the fun part about this.
He's new to this, so.
I'm glad that you joined the team. I really look forward to getting to know you, and you're gonna have so much fun. It's gonna make you crazy.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta get you a plot.
No, thank you.
Oh yeah.
Like, you guys.
What?
The crazy thing is that Daniel and Yauggy has been telling me for like a while. He was like, "Yo, get on Minecraft," and I was like, okay. It's because this whole transition with moving is taking me like it's taken so long, and so I'm like, I promise you, the moment I get like I kind of station myself a little better, I'm like, get it, and then the whole day he's like, "Yo, get Minecraft," and I'm like, Daniel, not yet, and then the other day. He literally went and got me like he got himself a sub, right? Like a public sub.
Oh yeah, we know all about
and then I was like, yeah. and
what came over here?
Yep. Go ahead.
He got a public sub, and then he was like, yeah, man. He's like, this is I'm getting this with what I'm doing now, and I'm like, with Minecraft, and he was like, yeah, man, and I'm like, at that moment I was like. Cause like I knew like he's understanding like NFTs like through Nathan and Josh and everything, so I've been able to like understand it, but like I guess like my brain couldn't wrap the concept that I was like, yo, like this is a game that I used to like I've seen my brother play and I see like my little cousins play, like, and then to be able to just like you can sustain yourself like and offer a business and then just like really enjoy yourself and in your meantime, like it's so like I don't know, it's like at the beginning of 2020, like when the pandemic hit and everything, like it really forced businesses and just the way how like people handle everything. Like a lot of people are still unemployed right now. I read an article, it was like 40% of the people haven't returned to the workforce, and it's like I think this time through like the year 2020 and now we're in 2021, like throughout this time, people have been able to really kind of understand, like, value, like, that time that you had with the people that you loved at home. Like, you get to value, like, the friends coming over, and you don't have to spend all that extra time commuting to, like, your traditional 10 to 7 or 9 to 5, right? And, like, and it's changing. It's really changing how we function as a society, I think. Like, everything has changed drastically now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy because Daniel knows this. I've unfortunately I've been like unemployed for like since the beginning of the year, and but it was all a blessing in a sense without me knowing it. And I know a lot of people are like, "Yo, how's this kid surviving?" But like through this is how we met Nate through our we're really close friend who's basically like our brother. His name's David, and yeah, man, I'm here like talking with you guys, and it's like I don't know, I'm very honored. Besides, like just Minecraft and understanding everybody. Just like I said, just really listening to you guys and like sharing your stories and just getting to meet you guys really well. Jimmy and UTC for the first time. Like it's cool, man. This would have never happened had I hadn't gone, or all of us would have gone through like our own mountains in our lives and everything. None of this would be possible
Totally.
because we're only
100%.
here because of everything that we've gone through. So it's really cool. Man.
I hate to say this, but COVID was the best thing that ever happened to me.
It's interesting. I think a lot of people kind of feel that way.
Seriously.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that I think I that's a thing for sure, right? Like a lot of us social people were forced to find new social places to interact with and new ways to interact with the world, because when you're an entrepreneur at heart and the world shuts down, what are you going to do? Right? You're going to find a way to do what you love and open up those opportunities. And we're lucky enough to live in a time where that has happened. But going back to what you said about, going back to what Milano said. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead, Jimmy. You had the table. Go ahead. You got the floor. Go ahead.
No, you're muted. Sorry.
Oh, am I? Yeah, my internet sucks. Go ahead, Jimmy.
No, it's okay. Go ahead. You're okay.
What do you go?
You're okay.
No, this is great. I want to see what happens.
The infinite loop.
Jimmy.
The infinite loop.
All right, I'll go. Okay. So yeah, like it's one of my favorite people like that we've recently met, that we've recently been interviewing is Miss Teen Crypto. And Miss Teen Crypto, she's standing on the premise of
awesome.
like, she's standing on the premise of blockchain for Gen Z, right?
Yes.
And so like going back to what Milano was saying, right? Like this is going to be our new. I think this needs to be our new like Uplift World motto. Is like I don't like labels, but I'm gonna label this one because like I've never played Minecraft before. This whole endeavor, right? And I'm kind of enjoying it. There's other people out there that haven't either. And I think our new motto needs to be the Uplift World. The baby boomers kids are coming for you, Gen Z.
Yeah. Totally.
There's all these like older people who are in there, like TC said earlier, like Mello said, like we've come to this idea where we're just building awesome stuff, and like it's no longer a kid's world out there.
No.
Right? Like this is like Lego for serious builders, right? Like
Yeah.
Do you think that like architects from the traditional architect field are gonna like start getting into this stuff, and builders?
Oh my
I freaking hope not, because if they start knocking out foundations of buildings,
if they don't, they're gonna miss out. They're gonna so miss out. I'm telling you, this is like I don't know why they're not in there now.
I mean, like you could take an architectural firm, for instance, that can literally sit there and build a scaled up model of one of their buildings that they have a project going, and literally do it in a matter of hours for a client instead of sitting there drawing or paying some guy like $20,000 to build some sort of like life-size replica or whatever. You just go hop right over to the metaverse, hop on Genesis, whatever, and bang that out real quick, and then
or like an architect making a blueprint. Guys make blueprints for homes. Make a blueprint of a house in Minecraft, turn it into an NFT, and sell it. The person who buys it, that person goes and builds it on that property. Why hasn't anybody done that? That's like $1 million idea.
Have you guys as a group considered designing blueprints and then selling the NFTs of those blueprints?
Yep,
yes.
We're already doing that.
Yes. If nobody's going to do it, we're doing it. Like, I'm going full steam ahead. Like, step out of my way.
Like literally, TC and I had a conversation about that the other day. Like it's crazy to see like the level of attraction that's sparked over the last we'll say a week of us doing what we're doing, and there's so many directions that we can go with this, and this is definitely one of them. We want to create blueprints for people that want there's people that want that like Hollywood, Miami style house or whatever, but they can't build it. and then you just reach out to us, and then we're able to facilitate that, and bring you along, get your hands dirty, so to speak, bring you in on the build, and just have you sit there and knock you out like a wall or whatever. Oh, like, oh, hey, you want this pool? All right, well, here's some TNT, here's a flint stick, go blow it up, have fun. And next thing you
also tell them about your the small houses that you that we were talking about the other day that we'd like to. I want to build a charity. Like, I want to give back. And Mello actually had a great charity. Remember the small houses that you were talking about in your?
Oh,
in your state?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, let's do this.
There's a guy in California, in LA. His name's Elvis, and I remember back in 2015.
Did he used to be a singer?
No.
That's his brother.
Oh, it's a different one. Go ahead.
He back in 2015, he started a crowdfund campaign, raised $100,000, took that money, and then started taking pallets and whatnot, and essentially creating a 4-foot by 8-foot house on wheels that the homeless people can literally push down the street. And he must have made over like 24 homes for people on the street and just gave it to them, right? It had a door, it had AC, it had a solar panel on the roof, it had a lock on the door. They had a place that they can call their own.
How did they move it? Was it like a rickshaw?
Yeah,
Kinda. But
like it's on wheels, or?
Yeah, it was on wheels, and you could literally push it down the street. While the mayor got wind of it and started having them towed away. Fast forward to the pandemic, while the mayor's now reaching out to him and trying to get him to get involved with this stuff again. And like, that is something that I really want to get behind, and I really want to support stuff like that. Because with the pandemic, Skid Row went from Skid Row to Skid City. Like, I have friends that live in Venice Beach that are like, dude, I don't even go to the beach no more because there's so many homeless people that have taken over it. But it's like, we need to get the homeless off the street. It's sad because the pandemic really put people on the street. Like California had, like, they were able to raise the taxes or whatever, raise the value for rent, and then just put people out in their homes, out on the street, and it sucks. And then you got guys like, Elvis that are sitting there that want to help the people out. We need more people like that in this world, instead of more people trying to line their pockets.
I think of Uplift Greg and what he's been doing over in Chicken Caw as well. But what you might not know is he's big on the homeless and trying to provide things for them in the real world and get people off the street. And what's interesting about that whole story is Schipple, if you know, that was like kind of Corey's like the joke token and stuff like that. And how that whole like thing came to pass was a lot of people who got like early like millions of Schipple in their wallet. Corey and Greg and Bull Shipples, they come up with this idea whereby if you donated money in the real world, like $50 or something like that in the real world, to be able to help homeless people, then they would give you this joke token. And that's kind of how that whole thing was born. And they're operating in Florida as well, a northern part. So I think it'd be really cool if you guys connected with them as well and maybe learn from one another. You wouldn't necessarily have to do it together, but like just that collaboration of thinking locally and helping. Because this is the thing, right? Like here's the thing really that people don't understand and a lot of people don't pay attention to. Like, especially from overseas, a lot of people look at the U.S. and they think, oh, the U.S., the American dream, everything's wonderful. Like, for a lot of people it is, but for a lot of people it's crap. The U.S. has like a higher poverty rate than almost like than a lot of countries out there in the world, right? There are tons of people who can't get jobs. There are tons of people who don't get fair wages. And a lot of times what we tend to do from North American perspective, which isn't a bad thing, but we focus on countries like Africa. We focus on countries like Southeast Asia, and we feel good about it, and we should feel good about this. We should feel good about protecting children, providing education. But like, there's a lot of like despair that happens in the U.S. Sometimes more so. You look at states like Michigan and Detroit and things that are happening there. And I think that finding that balance between like populations in the U.S. and in Canada and in these first world countries and getting those people jobs, getting them off the street, or figuring out a way that they can pay for their lives. Like I know Canada as well. I mean, there's hundreds of people every year freeze to death in the winter because they have no warm place to stay, right? And so like this is really an important thing to me as well. So I'm really appreciative as a global citizen per se that there are people like you guys out there that are looking to like solve these problems and doing whatever you can to make that happen, right?
We need it. We need it.
100%.
There's people out there that need this help, and
just a helping hand.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, just a helping hand.
Yeah, just being able to think that anything that we're doing right now can even remotely help and go into that direction. I'm 100% behind something that can push that even further, because that's one of the goals that in my life personally that I want to be able to do. And in any capacity that I can do that, if I can, I will, and I want to do that.
You only have to change one life, and that one life could literally change the world.
Exactly.
It's true. It's true. A lot of us here are doing a good job of enabling each other in the best ways possible. And I'm excited to have a time where we're all able to actually kind of, a lot of us have hung out in person, but I do see a time where us, all being in real life together is possible in the future.
As long as there's no shrimp.
Yeah, as long as there's no shrimp. Or, bring me shrimp. Also, is another way to look at that. I'll just be the free shrimp guy now.
Or bring
I
to
get
the
free
shrimp
food
restaurant, so
All
the
right,
shrimp
Forrest.
stays there.
I can just imagine.
I'll fight a giant shrimp. I'm not afraid of shrimp at all. I'm not afraid of lobsters. I'm not afraid of shrimp. I wouldn't say that I'm not afraid of all mollusks, because, but most mollusks, not afraid. Jimmy, would you fight Dennis Rodman for $100?
That dude's like 50 or 60 already. Come on.
I mean,
For the gram.
I think like this is a jaded question for me, because like I don't get in very many fights, like because like I don't know, like I think the more important question is if Dennis Rodman, if I agreed to fight Dennis Rodman, do you think Dennis Rodman would actually hit me?
Yeah, you'd be surprised. He's probably got a lot of range, dude. I think he's pretty mad. I actually know a guy, so like through a friend, I know kind of like what's going on with Dennis, and I would say it's fair to assume there's a good amount of rage in it.
Fair enough.
I don't think that you'd want that smoke.
I wouldn't put it past this crazy life to be like in a boxing ring somewhere with like dancers standing up on the seats yelling, "Hit him, Dennis! Hit him! Hit Jimmy!" Like,
would you fight Muggsy Bogues?
I don't even know who Muggsy Bogues is, actually.
I think he was for a while there. He was the shortest NBA player of all time. And then there's also like Spud Webb. We've since had Nate Robinson.
I mean, I'd fight a chicken.
Would you then? I have several chickens, and I don't think that you want that either. They're pretty dirty.
I'd probably end up like.
I can concur. They are pretty deadly. I grew up on a farm, so I know all about that stuff.
You don't want to mess around. I have a goat named Seven that'll also bite you like right on the inner thigh, and it gets kind of close. If you know what I'm saying. He goes right for that thigh, boy.
Yeah. Do you have a goat? Seriously?
I have 3.
Goat? Seriously?
He has
3
a
goats.
farm.
I actually was raised on a goat dairy farm.
Oh yeah, goats are awesome. People underrate the old goat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we milked 68 goats by hand.
Uh-huh.
Just my mother, my dad, and myself. Twice a day.
Wow.
Each goat averaged a gallon a day.
Jeez, dude, you got some strong hands, huh?
Yeah.
You got the milk fingers.
Yeah, baby.
I heard it's less about strength and more about technique. That's just me.
Is it?
Technique.
Yeah, totally.
Technique is usually it. Joshua's very strong, but my technique is better. You know, it's like I always go back to that as an example. Our kung fu is very different.
You remind me actually of that dude. What's that old the old video game? It used to be like
Donkey Kong.
This shows me my age. It was one of those like fighting games that was on like Sega. What was their prime?
Oh yeah,
fighting?
Shaq Fu.
No, it was the one where it was the drunken guy the drunken Brazilian martial artist. Like I imagine you fighting like that somehow. Yeah, like for some reason, I don't know. I would just.
I'm not very. I have a bad knee, and I've been hit in the face a lot in my life. So like, I don't want any actual smoke from Joshua. But I kind of have to disagree with you on that. Just because I'll sneak attack you.
I gotta say, like, I gotta disagree only because our training sessions in Miami, you were notorious for jump lunging with that knee, just bringing it right up almost to my face when we were sparring a little bit and just practicing, just getting you warmed up. You know, so I wouldn't say you got a weak knee because you were all about just saying hi to somebody's face with that.
All right, so I can probably jump like 3 feet in the air, but I can dunk a basketball. I'll say that, but I don't like coming back down. It hurts Papa's knees coming back to the floor. But yeah, I had to display my roundhouses and my high kicks for Joshua because he was a lot of people, he would just laugh when I hit him too. Like he's so ridiculously tough. It's ridiculous. It's kind of scary. It's like hanging out with a grizzly bear, except instead of biting you, he'll probably like cook you a grilled cheese.
This guy. I mean, hey, you want to know what? I mean, I went to sleep and tried to go to sleep, but couldn't on fight night with you. You come rolling in at like 4:30 in the morning, 5:30. You're like, hey, how about you go get us some breakfast and French toast? And then
sick.
We had a one-of-one moment, basically, on the balcony, watching the sunrise in Miami after a dope night.
And
you know
blasting music at 4 in the morning.
Literally pancakes.
People were pissed, I guarantee you, because we were bumping Romeo Santos at the inappropriate time. Oh yeah, how long does it take you normally to whip up a French toast? Because that only took 30 seconds. What did you do?
Toast. Yes, that's what.
What's your trick, son?
I can't give out my trade secrets of goodness.
That's a secret sauce. You can't give that away.
I mean, that's like going. That's like going to like Chick-fil-A and like, hey, I need the recipe for that sauce.
Can I body paint you, son?
No, you cannot.
I don't know why I keep calling you son. I'm trying to like make you smaller than me.
Are you like embodying like Jay-Z? I feel bad for you, son.
Great threats, man.
Oh my god.
Oh man. This is definitely a great time. Great time.
The life.
I really enjoyed having you guys. I'm gonna have to wrap it up in about 10 minutes because I got another show and
oh my god, are you gonna give us the chop?
Yeah. Well, no, you're gonna give us the chop. I like the one-eyed blue alien.
It's Spliffy. Shout out to Blockchain Blunts and Dutchie and Spliffy and Kenny. Shout out.
Sheesh.
I ordered mine like a week ago, so as soon as it gets here.
You're welcome, Sebastian.
Oh, Seb. Look at that.
Oh, get that. Get that.
So.
Here I got one for you, Nathan. I got one for you. I did this for Ken. I'm going to say 4 years ago.
4 years ago? Jesus Christ, dude.
Hey, that's hard.
See that?
Oh, I can't see it on the screen. My screen went black.
Ask me about Bitcoin, eh?
Just a sec. Here.
I'm gonna do one for Nathan, even better.
Oh, when he came to Canada.
I'm gonna plug Nathan. Ready? This is official. Okay. Love is the answer. T-shirt.
Oh, nice.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Shut up.
The very first T-shirt. I have it. One
of one.
Yeah, I'm just seeing that shirt in the replay here. My screen's all black on the one part.
Oh, right.
But yeah, that's dope. And thank you, Joshua, for showing my shirt. I appreciate you.
No problem, bro. You know I love you. I got you. I got to support the brand. I've only been wanting you to get your brand out for a hot minute now, so it's great to see you finally, plugging it, getting it out there.
I think it's cool to not promote anything. I'm that guy.
No, it's if you're starting a company, you kind of have to do it sometimes. And it was really good to see you finally do a shameless plug the other day on Sebastian's show.
Yeah, it was a little difficult, but I guess I would just say that about that. Go to loveisnathan.com if you want to check out any of my stuff.
There you go.
You won't have to go to your store because we're going to build it right on your plot.
Exactly, or we're gonna make a gallery.
Bro,
we're gonna build a
it
gallery
right on your plot, bro. Sell your merch right on your plot.
Yeah, I think there's a serious case for this that no one's really explored yet, right? Like we can put up QR codes. There's no reason why every QR code and image.
I'm telling you, bro. Everything.
Yup, you're right, Jimmy. You're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
And
but
then
you guys, like, seriously, like, I want all of you to come back to the show again, like on a regular basis, and I also want you all to come on like every other show that I host on a semi-regular basis.
Whenever,
like
for sure.
I feel like there's so much talent and amazing creativity and just genuine compassion and love as human beings in this world, like in this room right now, that there's no possible way that we're ever in a lifetime going to be able to get through it all. And I just want people to know you as much as possible. And I really hope that you guys do like your own thing on this channel as well. But like, I want to explore Yauggy and Milano's music because I think that's really cool. I want to like explore Mello's.
Can I say on that topic real quick? They are going to drop something on YoshiDrops.
What?
And it's going to be phenomenal. It's going to be unbelievable.
When?
I can't announce the date.
Is it unlimited buys?
It's going to be. I'm not sure how many details I can give out without getting yelled at by the old boss. But
I'm a gold member. But can I rebuy?
but I know this: the world is going to hear that beautiful song that I play all the time, and people aren't ready. You guys want to promote your group real quick? Because I think people, when they hear your sound, they're going to really gravitate towards it because it's this mix of like kind of soulful and heartfelt, like from the heart music, but it's also in a modern sort of sound, yet still very original.
I appreciate that. Yeah, like we're Series 9. We're about to do some crazy stuff. You can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, hit us up. If you want to talk to us, we are open. We're always down to create, conceptualize. We have the genius Milano. Okay, he is a fucking genius. Right here, he's a genius. Okay, he may not think about it, but I know. Look, trust.
Always the quiet ones.
And we're always excited to see how our music can affect people and have them just feel things, and we want to hear that feedback. We want to be able, because that helps us create more things. It inspires us right back. So please, definitely stay tuned for that.
Well, guaranteed.
Yeah, and it's not really Series 9. It's kind of Series 9, but like if you type in Series 9, you won't find Series 9 because there's a little bit of a bizarre spelling. So Yauggy, do you want to spell it out for us?
Yeah, it's a CERESNINE. So you'll find that, and you'll find our stuff, our music, Apple Music, Spotify, all the platforms, stuff like that.
And hashtag shameless plug with relevance. If you go over to the Uplift World blog and you read one of the blogging series at the one that is totally misspelled, at the bottom of that there is actually a link to Yauggy's music as well.
And we are so appreciative, Jimmy, that you would do that.
Yeah, well, we're gonna continue. We're gonna dive into we're probably gonna dive into Mello next, and then because nobody even knows that TC is building. We just thought he was quiet until today. We'll dive into him third, and I think I'm not really sure whether. Like, I'm not really sure what's going to happen, but I think once we've released all of those blogs, we'll probably bring you guys back on again for one of the journey shows where you guys can go on to like your plot and walk us through,
that'd be
explain
cool.
all the things.
That'd
I
be
just want to
sick.
give a shout out to one final thing here.
Shout.
That might have went under the radar. There's a lot of people in the Uplift that I know about that are building things for other people, which is kind of cool. However, you guys are the first ones that I've heard about that will actually teach people how to build real live in person. You'll bring them onto the plot. You'll give them the tools, like Mello was saying. You'll throw them some TNT. You'll show them how to blow stuff up. Like this is what you guys do. This is your construction company. It's like the difference between watching, an architect build on TV, or a gamer play on TV, or a musician, having a concert on the stage, to like getting in the VR world and being taught step by step what to do. So I think that's really cool. Look these guys up. Definitely reach out to them. Check out like some amazing things that they're doing. And like you're gonna hear a lot from us about them in the future. So keep your eyes open and keep them peeled, because these guys are rocking. Everything they do is rocking.
Peel those eyes.
Jimmy. Super grateful, Jimmy.
Super grateful.
And
Peel those
for
eyes
Uplift.
like small shrimps.
Grateful for Uplift. Wow.
So I don't know if you guys do this here, but right now, with the ocean beautiful behind me, it is 11:11. So everyone make a wish. It might not be 11:11 where you are, but it's 11:11 somewhere.
Can I reveal my wish?
No.
Yeah.
No. Well, I mean, you can.
Does it
You
include?
mean it's not going to come true?
No, it'll just come true for somebody
Does it
else.
include shrimp and oil?
I wish that you would all become billionaires.
I want all you guys to be millionaires.
Woo!
It'll happen.
One day.
One day.
It'll happen eventually.
One day.
Because
You
of-
believe.
I
Because
just
of
want you
video
all to
games,
be
it'll happen.
successful. I just
Video
want
game.
everybody to be successful. I want everybody to win.
Okay.
And everybody can. We can all lift up together.
Yep.
I agree. And we're all just scratching the surface too. It's amazing what everybody's done in such a short period of time. Wait till everybody like really gets some momentum here.
For sure.
Yeah. Well, that's a chop.
Yeah, I kind of want us all to do a chop together. Let's all chop like we think that Nathan or Mello would chop, and then the people in the comments can figure out which is which.
Okay.
Okay. Ready?
1,
Go.
2, 3.
Yeah!